BioBud29 here. This is just going to be a really quick video on the loops and magnifiers I use to inspect my plants. Reyes Lopez has asked me a couple of times about this, so this is going to be very short, Reyes, but here we go. You know, I usually start off with this one. It's 16 times power, and it's easy to locate things with a loop of this power or a magnifier of this power. Although you can't see things as clear, you can see many things. You can see russet mites, you can see spider mites, mildews, things like that. Very tiny things. You can locate them. And my next magnifier, which the little cover has come off of it, this one is 30 times 60. 30 being the larger lens, 60 being the smaller. And once again, it's very easy to locate things with the 30 times power. It's difficult once you get into 60 times because you're looking at a smaller area, and of course the pathogen or pest you're looking for is very small too. So it takes a little bit more practice to locate and observe items with the 60 power. A feature about this magnifier, it has lights, one for each side. They work pretty well as long as you remember to turn the light off after you're done using it. And if I turn mine on, you'll see very little light coming out of it, because I frequently leave the battery on or leave the light switch on and forget about it. Next thing you know, I walk in a room or something and there's a dull light shining in my eye. A very dull light, because now it's has virtually no power. And the final one, which is the newest one I have, is a 60 to 100 times. Now I have another one of these, which I'm not going to even bother to show you because it's very difficult to use. But this one also has a light. You can see it right there on, which makes observing things very easy. And it's a little difficult to locate things with this loop, but once you do, you can focus in very easy, and you can observe things like russet mites. You can actually see them moving around, because you know they're not like spider mites or where they move around. You know, they kind of stick to one spot and they're sucking the juices out of your plants, and you know they move around pretty slowly. But when you focus in at 100 times, you can see their little antennae and everything moving, and you can see the four legs that they use to move themselves around. And they look like maggots basically, and they are so tiny that I have no doubt that I have smoked them before. You know, you can add that to your cannabinoid profile or whatever, your terpene profile. Russet mites, spider mites, all kinds of bugs, especially if it's outdoor. So don't fool yourself. But anyway, Reyes Lopez, these are my magnifiers. Hopefully this will help you out making decisions on your own about what type of magnifier you want to use. And as I said before, the 16 times, I've actually had this loop for about, I'd say 18 years I've had this one, which is unusual for me. Normally if I have something that long and that small, I lose it. I've had this one about a year, and I've had this one for maybe a month or so. They all serve a purpose. They all function well. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm about to do a little sampling over here with some Sunset Sherbet, some Black Lime, and some Bubba Kush. Gonna do a little sample today. Everything's been curing for a couple of weeks to a week, and it's starting to taste really good. With exception of the Sunset Sherbet, I've actually took that down about 3 weeks ago, almost close to a month now, and it's really smoking well. Anyway, that's all we have for you today. This is Bio, and I'm out.